Hello there and welcome to my YouTube channel, Julia McNeil Crafts. So today I am going to be playing with my Atlas stencil. So this is a stencil that I created and so basically you've got the big circle stencil, which is so useful. I will do other videos on lots of things that we can do with this, but I'm just going to be creating a quick and simple card today. We've also got that bit so that you can ink in or whatever, spray in, whatever you choose to do, the sea area and you mask off the land, or you can put in this one and then you're left with the land and you mask off the sea. So there was this stencil literally sold out when I was down in Create and Craft. It went and sold out as I was going down the counter, and my favourite demo that I had planned was using the stencil, and of course I couldn't do the demo, I had to do other stuff. So I did say on air that I would do the demo on my YouTube channel, so this is what I am about to do today. Okay, and so what I would recommend when you're doing this is I'm not one for normally sticking down my stencils, but for this technique I really would. And then get your world where you want it. So there will be a slight gap with this one because we've got that bit there. So basically I kept all the waste on these stencils because I thought, oh, it means you can actually use them, which is fab. So we're gonna do some stamping in it, but I'm going to show you different options. Do you know, this is one of my best prep demos and I didn't do it, I was gutted. But anyway, it means I can do it with plenty of time here on YouTube, so it's all good. So I'm just taping my stencil down, as I said, just because of the technique that I'm wanting to do. So what I want to do is I'm going to stamp within that and create a floral world effect. So we also have these gorgeous little stamps. This is Beautiful World. These are A7 stamps, so they are just a little bit dinkier. They're very cute, I love them. And I'm just going to take this floral here. So I'm going to grab this. I've just realised I don't have my alcohol markers to hand. I thought it was all prepped because I had my little bag, and then I've realised that there was other things that I probably would have needed, but that's fine. Because I'm not on live TV, I can stop and start the camera. We've got lots of time, I can edit. Live TV I can't, so we have a very Peter Pan approach, but I did prep lots of different options, so I'll be able to show you those, so that's good. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab my stamp and this little floral stamp, and I'm going to repeatedly stamp over this. Now, because you are stamping, don't forget to take your ink to your stamp, because you are stamping over an uneven surface, don't expect perfection. There are going to be little, you should take your ink to your stamps, but you know, for ease I'm doing this, but I'm tapping incredibly gently so that I don't get any squidged in. So I'm just going to do this like so, and I'm going to build up that whole area. So I can actually do the whole thing, because when I was on TV I would have just done this little land part, and I might be able to speed up some of the colouring sections and things. But yeah, so this was the one that I promised to do. It's annoying, it was my favourite demo as well. But I am glad that you love it. I have to say, it's a very clever stencil. I'm actually surprised that I thought of it. It's like, oh, where did that stroke of genius come from? It's not like me. Right. So we're getting that all in there, like so. And I'm going to actually show you a couple of different, I should have done that slightly differently, but hey ho. It's all good. Right, so I've got that, and then I'll get these ones up here, and then I'll pause the camera. Oh no, actually I've got some pen work to do, so I'll I'll show you what we will do in just a second. So the other thing is, I would recommend after doing this, do wash your stencil before you start inking through it, because you will find, because this is VersaFine Clear as well, and yep, I've just realised I should have actually coloured this with Memento and not VersaFine Clear. Never mind, we'll use pencils to colour in, because this will bleed if I use my pens. Never mind, it's all fine, we'll just use a different colouring medium. It's not a problem at all. But just be aware of that when you are using your inks. Because this is a solvent based ink, it will blend with the solvent of your alcohol markers. So although originally I was going to colour this with my alcohol markers, I'll be colouring it with pencil, but it means you can see the difference. So I'm just going to get my, this is the only bit that's a bit delicate, that bit there, but if you just hold it, I'm just getting my pen and I'm going to go all the way around. And this is, I love stencils for this, honestly. There's so much you can do with your stencils other than just sticking ink through them. They are one of the most versatile products out there. My stencils are made from 350 micromilar, which means that you can put them through like your die cutting machines in an embossing sandwich, and it will emboss for you, which is pretty cool. I'm just doing this nice and gently because I don't want it to be overly wrecked. So yeah, you can ink through them, you can doodle through them. This is perfect for doodling. If you're into your own doodling, I bet our Lou Sims would have a blast with this. She would like sketch it out and then do her own little doodles in here and have fun. So you can do that because it's nice open spaces. And I think sometimes there's images that I want and I want them slightly bigger, and yes, I could create bigger stamps for them and that's fine, but it will cost more to have a big stamp than it will to have a stencil. So this way I can get that look of a stamp by drawing the outline. Yeah, I can, as I said, I can get that look of a stamp by drawing the outline. But you can also do all the other things that you can do with stencils. I think these particular stencils would look amazing on the jelly plate, so I must have a jelly plate session at some point. So that's me just got all of those bits in there like that. And then what I would do is take this centre bit out, like so. Look at that, so cute. Right, I'm going to take that out, and as I said, that I will go and wash before I use again. Then whilst the circle is still taped down, I'm just going to get my pen again and go round like so. Okay, and then we can lift this and we've got a little floral world. How cute's that? Right, so I'm going to just grab my pencil case because, as I said, I have used the wrong ink for alcohol markers. So when I get to stage 2, I have coloured it with alcohol markers, but that's okay. The other thing is I have stamped this on smooth card. So technically, if you're using your pencils, you want a little bit more of a tooth, but we'll have a go, we'll see how it goes. So I'm just keeping the colouring very simple. I'm going to put like a darker pink in the centre of these flowers. And so I'm not going to do all of them because I'm going to find it difficult to layer the pen. Basically, your pencils sort of fill a tooth or a gap in the paper, and then you gradually build that up, and that's where you get your blending. There's no tooth in a smooth paper. But your alcohol pens normally prefer that. I'm not sure how well this is actually showing up. But anyway, I would spend a little bit of time just colouring all of this in. Is that actually showing up? I can't see. Let's see if we can get it a bit A bit darker so you can see. It's not showing up on the camera for some reason. Right. So I would colour that in. She says, can you see that? Just about see it if I tilt it like that. It is a really bright pink, I don't know why it's not showing up in the camera. Right, I'll not do all the colouring, don't worry, because it will take. So I'm going to colour these in. Normally I would do 2 tones, the darker in the middle and then coming out, but for some reason it's not showing up. So do that. And in fact, let's just move on to the next bit that's all coloured, because that's quite painful, you're not really seeing it anyway. So this one I've coloured with my alcohol markers. How cool is that? So if you're not into colouring, so I've coloured that with the alcohol markers, as I said, just using 2 different pens, and then I've coloured in the leaves, then I've done a lighter thing, and then for around this bit what I've done is coloured it with blue and then a lighter blue, and then I've gone in with like my blender pen so it's kind of mottled, and then I've just sort of done a little white dotting effect. So we've got that. But if colouring is not your thing, okay, you could do what we just did on a pattern paper, but instead of colouring it in, you could cut it out. So you could use all your fussy cut or all your papers to create a shape as well. So that's exactly the same. All I did was I drew round, and then once it had all been drawn round, I just cut it out. So that's an option. If fussy cutting's not your thing, you could put this section of your stencil in instead. So that section then covers the land, if that makes sense. And then you could ink through it. So I still created a similar effect, but I've inked round those bits and then left the pattern so that stands out a little bit more, and I've still done the black pen going round. So there's a number of different ways to suit your style of crafting to achieve this kind of look. Then the next thing I did, sorry, it's because I've done this, as I said, for TV land, but it's just to sort of show you what these stencils would be like. The next thing I did was I actually cut out my world, okay, and I've just taken a little bit of ribbon and stuck that, and then these little flowers here, they are from, I did pull the stamp set out to show you, yeah, these are from the beautiful Beloved Blooms collection. So that floral there, I've stamped that out 3 times and coloured it, and I've coloured the little leaves, and then I've got this die set, floral fronds, and I've just taken those and I've just layered, so just literally wrapped, cut the world out, layered the ribbon over, layered the flowers, and so it's almost like we've gift wrapped the world. Okay, so now I'm going to put that into a card. So I'm just going to grab, I just realised there was a stamp set that I forgot. I'm going to grab this one here. So this is typed sentiments, because the whole collection came with, we've got a telephone, we've got a typewriter, and then we've got these typed sentiments, which I thought really suited the style of everything. So I'm going to take that one, we've got sending happy thoughts and a little sunshine, and I'm going to create just a little bit of a background to that. Let me just, and this time I'm going to get my grey memento, because I want it to be a background. I'm not wanting it to sort of overshadow my world. So, and I've just put a big thumbprint on it, and I'm just repeat stamping. I do this a lot. As I said, you can quite often spend a lot of money on on a sort of distressed textured text background, but with one little sentiment stamp you can create exactly the same look. So I like to sort of do things in 3 different areas. So I'm building that up like so. and just stamping that in different areas just to create a little bit of a background. Then I'm going to get my black pen. Okay, so I'm just going to get my black pen like I do, and then I would edge the black and edge that like so. So this isn't my normal style of YouTube video. I normally say every little detail, but as I said, because I'd already prepped this for TV land, we've done a sort of TV land style with here's one I've made earlier. But it's a bit different in that I've given you like sort of other suggestions on how you could have achieved similar effects. Okay, so I'm then going to grab my pen and just do a little wiggly line just to edge it, a few little dots and dashes just to get that ready, like so. And that just helps to frame the card. Don't be afraid to doodle. I always find if you don't go for a straight line, and I find if you do two like this and sort of cross over them, it looks really arty. And then if there's bits you don't like, you just put a few little zigzags in. You can also doodle a few little circles and bits like that, and it looks really good. So what I've done is I've then matted and layered that onto a card, so we've also got the same black edging around the card, and I'm just going to stick that on there. Shall we raise it? I think that would be quite nice. So I've got some, do I have some 3D foam just to hand? I normally use, to be honest, I normally use cardboard, but that's in the cupboard and I've got 3D foam just in my drawer. So I'm going to go with that. This is cheap stuff from Poundland as well. So let's just get a load of these on, like so. If you want it well supported. This is why I like cardboard, because instead of sticking a gazillion things like that, you just stick a big chunk of cardboard on it. Saves you money as well, because you don't have to buy 3D foam. I've not bought 3D foam for years, but I'm still sort of using up stuff that I had. So I'm going to just take that off and stick it down. My stomach's going. I feel like I need a biscuit. Right. See, that's why I prefer cardboard, it's quicker too. Right. So then let's get our world. We'll have that sort of straight in the centre like so. So it's a really quick and easy, simple card. Okay, and then the Globes stamp set, which is the Beautiful World stamp set. I will link to everything below. I'll link to all the stamp sets that I've used below in the description box. So I've got that sentiment there that says you mean the world to me, and I'm just going to pop it behind the little floral display, and I just think that's really nice. It's like you're gifting somebody the world. And so that is, sorry for the untidy desk, so I'll just sort of try to push it out of the way, save me having to do a stop start thing. That is my clean and simple card using the Atlas stencil. So I hope you enjoyed that little demonstration of what I'd intended to make. If you did enjoy it, please do consider liking and subscribing for lots of crafty inspiration, and I will be back with you very, very soon. Okay, take care then, and goodbye.